and welcome back. I am so happy to have David back today. Everybody, this is David Rahman, author, mind coach, speaker, and one of my greatest friends. Hi, David.
Hello. Great to be on the show again and great to speak to you. Um, yeah, I think today's conversation we're going to talk about speaking, is it? Speaking and communication?
Yes, speaking. I'm good at this. Speaking, mouth open. I like to speak. Yes, let's talk about communication today. Also, I'm digging the fit. Like
Thank
we
you.
match. Do we match?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, sort of. I'm in
Okay.
a coolish sort of room, temperature-wise, so I thought I'd put my hat on to make myself feel warm, as I have no hair underneath, as people know. So yes, and you're always looking good as usual.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm.
I
But
showered today.
that's good. It's always a good start. That makes two of us. I was thinking before we came on about communication and conversation, and I was just thinking that personally, you are a really good communicator. Um, because somebody asked me recently, it was a teenager. I was working with these teenagers, and they were talking about communication, and I was saying, listen, the best communicators are the best listeners. And that's when we came on just now. I thought, yeah, Christine is a really good listener, a really good listener. And when we speak, we have good pauses, which
Yes.
which is a sign of a good communicator. We don't have to fill the silence.
We have amazing conversations. In case none of you know, we instantly, when we met 4 years ago, right? Was it 2020?
Yeah.
Instant over Zoom connection, just like you are my people. And we could go a period of time and not speak, and then we just pick right up. And we're always there for each other and share our wins. So I
Mm,
love our friendship.
yeah,
It's
it is.
amazing.
It's great. And not only that, uh, we can be vulnerable with each other. We can talk on a deep subjects without the fear of judgment.
Yes, yes, I love that. So back to communication.
Mm,
I feel like this can be a huge struggle within any type of relationship. Uh, Even our goals in life, reaching those goals, learning to communicate our wants and needs, values. What are some of the ways, how can some people work on their communication skills? And what does it take to be a great communicator in your eyes?
yeah, the first thing we just mentioned was in order to be a good communicator, you have to be prepared to listen to the other person, to listen to their needs. So if we're talking about relationships, I would suppose that you would be listening to your partner's needs and their wants and looking to looking for what they expect from the relationship and then looking to then improve your relationship by understanding exactly who they are and what they want and respecting that. Uh, but at the same time, being able to communicate your needs and not expecting them to mind read you because we're not psychic.
What? I thought all men were.
so I think so I think in relationships for joking aside, relationships is a two-way street for if we're in heterosexual relationships or homosexual lesbian relationships, communication between human beings, it's us communicating our needs and almost not expecting somebody to guess, but to effectively say, hey, can we speak lunchtime? I'll catch up with lunchtime. I've got an important meeting between 11:30 and 12:30. And then you can then say, yeah, great. I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call after 12:30 because I know you'll be coming out of the meeting, and then to take an interest in that other person, because part of being in a relationship is taking an interest in what the other person is experiencing during their day.
Mhm.
There are some people who don't want to be disturbed in the day. That's fair enough, because of the job. But if you get a chance to communicate with the other person, I mean, I've got a friend who she says she and her partner, they never ever speak or text during the day. And there's ample opportunity, I understand, from what she says, but
Mhm.
it's not something they do. Fine. That's fair enough.
Yeah, that's a healthy boundary. And that's what
Mm,
I've been discussing this week is, setting and respecting your partner's boundaries is huge in communication as well, and healthy communication. So I'm glad you brought that up as well, because that's super important to, could you imagine communicating? Yeah, I just need the day, and maybe they haven't communicated this fully, but I just need the day to me and my profession and be in my zone, and then have someone still blowing up your phone and ooh,
mm,
that happens a lot. I'm like, oh, I hear that all the time. Uh,
mm.
so anyway, that just reminded me of a healthy boundary.
Yeah. I think that between the two people in a relationship, it's up to you to, again, communicate your needs and desires. So one person may say, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to anybody during my day because I'm really, really busy. But the other person may need a little bit of attention. It could be that. So
Yeah.
if you can't speak, perhaps a healthy way of doing it would be just to ping a text. How's your day going? If that person you feel is needing you just to touch base, which is fine, which is really fine. So if you can imagine, let's pick a profession. So somebody is a spinal surgeon. So a spinal surgeon that could be in the operating theatre for 14 or 15 hours.
Mhm.
You can't expect them to be texting you, messaging you in the middle of their day if they're in surgery. So it is about, I suppose it is about give and take, understanding that person's reality, where they are. But if a person is, I don't know, a landscaper or in a job where perhaps they had time and they could message you, then fair enough, they can message you. But again, communication, as you've said, is very much a big part of a relationship, but must have boundaries,
Yeah.
and both parties respecting it.
And I was just thinking as you were speaking, we do this even with our friendship. Hey, don't have time right now. I'll get back to you later. And we are never offended.
No,
Uh, we
no,
can't just drop everything right now. There are sometimes so there are some songs, just 'cause I'm a music person, and so is David. Sometimes there are certain songs that just remind me of David. And so I'll take a snapshot, a screenshot of the song playing in my car, whatever, and send it to him. And
yeah,
that's just my way of saying, hi, friend, I'm thinking of you. Like,
yeah,
and I love it. We just,
100%.
yeah,
It
there's
is.
no expectation.
No, I mean, you communicate to someone, it's lovely. It's lovely when you just send them like I could send you a YouTube of a song or a clip or sometimes not to send a voice note.
Yeah.
Like I'll talk, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? Blah, 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 because, I've done something, but I've thought of you and I can't literally ring you or phone you at that time, but I'll send you a little 20-second voice note. And I know, well, I hope you appreciate that. and vice versa. So
Mhm.
it's again, you can communicate with somebody through so many ways. You could be living with your partner or married, and then you could just leave them a teeny little note on an old receipt just by their under their pillow, and just that's communication, I suppose.
Yes. I miss those little nice gestures. Okay, I'm gonna go find a husband now. I'm just kidding.
Yes, and one of the prerequisites is must leave little random notes around the house.
Yes, must communicate via roses, notes, chocolate, dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate. Yeah. I had some nice dark chocolate on the weekend with a dark cherry ganache. Oh, that was so nice.
Oh,
It didn't last long.
I'm sure okay, the pictures of the food that you sent me, like I know you're just trying to get me there. I just know he knows inside there's this kid that loves all the stuff and
Mm,
this girl inside is like, ooh, yeah. So that's how we communicate as well. David sends me
mm,
pictures of food and coffees. Oh, I can't wait to go there. We're gonna have so much fun when
mm.
I get there.
Another thing is, when we're talking on the subject of conversation, communication,
Hmm.
different people have different love languages.
Yes.
And I didn't know that not until the last 10 years really, that my love language really is food and pictures of, places where you visit, and I think I just love all that. I love receiving it. And if somebody's going on vacation, I love it when they send photos,
Hmm.
of where they are, and also videos. We were talking before we came on about how you took that video of you in the canyon. And I just thought, that's such a beautiful video of those trees, the mountains, and it just makes your heart sing.
Yes. I love that place. Everyone knows if I ever go missing, that's where to find me. If I ever run away, it's going to be out there. It is beautiful. That's where I find my zen. And and we were discussing how I get grounded, take my shoes off, I ground myself. Um, and and that's important as well to share the values and the things that we love in life with the people around us. And another part of communication is these are the things that I enjoy in life. And also communicate with yourself. Speak it, and
Mm,
it will be.
mm. This summer just gone, I went for a picnic for the first time in a long time, and on the grass, sitting on the grass under a tree, barefoot, and it was just that feeling of freedom, that
Yes.
feeling that, and it's true, the inner conversation does change. You find the inner conversation changes when you're barefoot and when you're in nature.
Yes. It truly is so calming and relaxing for you. I can't even describe the feeling when you're one with nature. And this is just my experience. Maybe some don't agree, but just the smells and the air. Okay, I'm gonna go up there now. Now I'm craving it. Uh, but
It is.
yeah, I love nature.
It's great because sometimes we need a mental reset anyway. Besides
Hmm.
having it as our go-to and our self-care me time, wouldn't it be good, because we live in such a fast society where we're bombarded with videos, social media posts continuously. One
Hmm.
minute we're lying there in bed first in the morning, next minute 20 minutes is gone because we've rifled through Instagram. The time seems to just disappear.
Yep.
And then we're having a conversation with ourselves. No conversation. But you say to me that often then you drive to the canyon.
Mhm.
And that, I'm sure that gives you it's almost like an emotional, mental reset. Is that how you feel when you're there?
100%. It is like therapy to me.
Hmm.
I that's I get in kind of a meditative state and I turn up the stereo. I just listen to the music. I try to get out of my head on, about like what's going on in front of me and just be one with my soul. Just and just feel all of the feels, and it's great. Just run away. I don't have service, as you know, when I'm up there, so I will let someone know I'm there in case I go missing, heaven forbid. But and yeah, it's just I would encourage everyone to find that destination, that space, that person, whatever it may be in life that just makes your heart sing. I also find that joy podcasting, doing this makes my heart happy. But if you can find those little things in life, and I know we're completely off subject, but that just make your heart sing, it really makes the bad days less and less
Hmm.
through them.
But I suppose that even though we've gone off point, but I think we're still on point because sometimes we have bad days because of what's going on inside our head and
Yes.
our own self dialogue. So in a dialogue, so we can change that. But sometimes we don't know because you can have all the affirmations in the world, but if you're feeling bad, I think sometimes you need to change that conversation through another way, and you can do it through exercise, and you can do it through, as you say, driving into the canyon, maybe going for a swim in the ocean. That will wake you up.
Yeah.
Um, you know, in Europe, in Finland, they have saunas. They call them saunas where they just sit there and relax. Um, you just got to try what works for you
Yes.
and
Yeah.
change it. Do what you can. I think the worst thing you can do is just sit there and do nothing, hoping for the best. Sometimes,
Right.
we have to do that. Meditate. Meditation is another good one. And then obviously speaking, you know, you might be in a place where you're not happy. I think in the past I've run you and you haven't been in a great place and suddenly we're chatting and then it's suddenly woo, the inner dialogue has changed. But
Mhm.
when friends do that, you can help another friend. Friendship is not just for when you're in a great place. Friendship can be for somebody feels your presence and suddenly, whoo,
Yes.
it can help you. I've had that where, I've not been in a great mood and then I can be talking to a friend and suddenly, oh, I'm so much better now.
Yes. Oh, yes, our conversations do that for me. Uh yeah, a lot of friends lately have said, "You're different. Where's my Christine?" I'm like, "I know, I'm trying, I'm coming back." But when we have our conversations, your energy just lifts mine up. You have
Oh.
so, ladies and gentlemen, this guy has a lot of energy.
Oh.
Positive, great energy. Those messages, hi, good morning. Have a great day. Those just pick me
Yeah.
right up. And that is super important. I feel like that's more important than a friend who's there on the good days.
Mm, mm. Like, I don't send you a message, or I wouldn't send anyone a message to bring them down. I'm always
Right.
consciously aware. No, I want to, friends are there to lift their friends up all times,
Yes.
to support and encourage. I was teaching. I did a talk earlier on, and they were to under 20-year-olds, and I was just sort of saying to them, listen, one of the things that I learned, I wish I'd known at your age, was surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah.
So I wrote it on the board and I told them, write these things down. And I was teaching them 10 things I wish I'd known when I was 18, you know?
So
And
many
one of those
things.
was surround yourself with the right people who lift you up. So people will say you wanted to, for, for, for an example, you wanted to start a podcast. People will say, go on, yeah, start it, do it. The world needs more podcasts, you know? So they encourage you. Or you want to become a plumber. Yes, go and do it. You know, so you want somebody to encourage you, not to look at it as a competition, not to look at it as something that you can't do or you're not good enough, but they're going to help you and encourage you because at the end of the day, friends will should call you out if you're doing something wrong, or if you think they think this is not right genuinely, they'll call you out. But by and large, that they're there to say, yes, Christine, I think this is exactly what you should be doing. What you've just said makes complete sense to me. Let's do this. You know, I'm gonna be
Yes.
there for you. That's a real friend, as far as I'm concerned. The one who backs you when you need to be backed, but also calls you out when there's a need to be called out.
And that is super important. I've got a
Mm,
couple of, you being one of them, great friends in my life that I know there will be zero judgment, but there will be a lot of truth and have my back, but also help me correct, when I have veered off track and I'm not being myself or whatever it may be. They're there to say, now, girl, come on, but also to cheer me on and celebrate my wins with me.
yeah, it is about celebrating wins as well, and you know your friends should help you celebrate because part of life is celebration. I
Mhm.
truly believe that. Celebrate life, savor the moment when you're having that juicy steak. Savor the moment.
Yes. Oh, you know the way to my heart.
Absolutely, you know, and then and to be grateful for that moment, you know, and to
Yes.
have the bottle of beer, clinking it, cheers, and just enjoying that moment. And that's what it's about, really. Life is about that. That I think a successful life for me is, enjoying moments and then being able to look back and thought, oh, yes, yes. I'd love to go to the canyon with you one day and drive through the canyon, take photographs,
Oh, yeah.
maybe enjoy a little picnic, just put some music on. I'd love that.
We dance barefoot.
Oh, yeah. I think I think we people have lost a lot of people have lost the joy of life and nature. Nature is where
Yes.
we've got nature is the um, ultimate medication. It's ultimate. We can
100%.
be out there, breathe, feel. There's so many studies being done where they prove that people who walk barefoot, for example, I know we've talked about barefoot, for example, outside in the grass, there's
Mhm.
a different energy to when you're wearing trainers, running shoes. There's a totally different energy. And that's because the electrons come right through you. When they can't, it doesn't go through rubber. It goes right through you, and you feel. And that's what that phrase where when you're grounded.
Yes. Uh-huh. We'll be grounded one day. Oh, we're manifesting this, putting it out to the
Manifest.
universe.
Oh, so
Yes, yes.
what's your idea? What is your idea, Chrissy, of a great conversation?
I think you hit the nail on the head with listening. A great listener and honesty. To
Mm,
me, if I'm communicating a want, need, desire, or even just my wins for the day or how I'm
mm,
feeling, maybe I'm down in the dumps, I want honesty and I want someone to truly hear what I'm saying and take it in. Um, that's huge for me, especially when it's communication over conflict, which I, oh, I am one of those people that I'm like, okay, I'm upset, you're upset, let's talk about it. Okay, bye, gone, I'm gone. I like to, uh, everyone's different, but just listening and honesty in a nice way,
Mm,
but if you're going to someone to communicate a want, need, desire, opinion, I don't want someone to, how do I say this, BS me. Don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what I need to hear. Uh, that doesn't mean that we can't cheer each other on and just, oh, you got this, be positive most of the time. But as I was saying, I do have a couple friends that we can call each other out on our stuff in a very nice way. And I value that friendship because of the honesty and actually just hearing me and not just, you know, being present, but actually listening to what I have to say and having good feedback. That's important to me.
mm,
And
very
being
important.
honest, yeah, and being honest yourself as well with others.
Mm, mm. Being genuine, being
Yeah,
genuine and being with integrity. Yeah. Because sometimes when you're in a conversation with someone, you may not like what you're hearing.
right.
That person, person might be talking BS, but
Hmm.
it's up to you to. There are times when you can just say nothing, nothing at all.
Right,
No,
right. You,
absolutely nothing at all. Because if you know you're right, if you feel no, no, I'm living my truth here, and I'm not going to back down. Sometimes there's no point in fighting your corner if you know the truth, that person, because there's never going to be any winner. You're going to try to argue, so you might as
right.
well just say nothing. And sometimes it takes a lot for someone to say nothing.
Yes,
But
yes.
that's but that's courage. That's courage. That's bravery. That's backing yourself. Just say nothing.
Mhm. Just be present and listen and actually listen. But we are almost out of time. Thank you so much for joining me again. I love our conversations and our friendship. You are amazing. And
Oh, thank you. You too.
we're going to go live soon, hopefully this week. And let's do this again. Love it, love it.
100%. 100%. No, thank you. Thanks for having me on. It's always brilliant conversations, and um, I do hope people pick up something of value that they can take into their relationship in this instance.
I sure hope so. Real quick, where can we find you?
Okay, so people can find me on Instagram, David underscore Rahman, Rahman, and on LinkedIn, David Rahman.
Awesome.
Please
Awesome.
drop in.
Sweet. Thanks again, David. And thank you everyone for joining us. Have an amazing day.
Thank
Until
you.
next time. Bye.
Bye.